Jeez. I don't give myself enough space around here sometimes for these things. All right, let's make sure that we've got everything we need. I think we're good to go. Man, what an amazing weekend. We had our third meetup in Tampa, and it was just like a phenomenal event. I mean, we probably had about over 20 people there, anywhere from 20 to 30 people. And the beauty about it is that it's a lot of public adjusters getting together and just talking shop, sharing ideas, sharing stories, sharing different things, because at the end of the day, like I keep saying, is as public adjusters, we should not be in competition. We should be working together for the homeowner, for the building owner, to make sure that we're using the best possible strategies and techniques to get the best possible results on all these claims. And we can only do that by talking amongst each other, because there's some PA companies that are 1 or 2 people. There's some PA companies that are over 20 adjusters and 20 people. But everybody just sort of has a different way of doing things. We also had water mitigation companies at the event. We also had a general contractor at the event, and we also had a couple of attorneys. So, this is what I'd like for this meetup to start being. Eventually we're going to start doing them just all in different places around the country, and let's get everybody together. It's a great opportunity to network and a great opportunity for PAs to get together and talk shop. But that being said, let's get this party started. And in 3, 2, 1. What's up, advocates? Welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Claims Show, where it all began. This is the place where we were doing once a week, coming out with a video, but now we've got a podcast. Now we've got a great blog on the internet. We do free webinars, and we've also got a special thing coming in January, which is on sale. It is our next consulting course. Consulting course is killer. It's basically us getting together. It's going to be 10 people at a time, all on Zoom, webinar, full day webinar. We call it the webinar on steroids, because if you've done the free webinar, it's like much more intense than that. And basically I'm going to be teaching you my entire process from A to Z. You're gonna get my entire process. You're gonna get all of the emails that I send, template emails. You're gonna get all of the letters that I send. I've even got a really special letter that I sent to the state now. I'm gonna be sharing that with you as well. You're gonna get all these templates. I'm gonna teach you how to use our actual system called TRELLO, and just sort of walk you through how we do that. And then that's not even the best part. That's one full day. There is a second day. The second day is not only gonna be me, but it's gonna be 3 other experts. 3 other experts in this industry. Okay, it's going to be Rico from Ecotech, teach you about water mitigation and mold damage and how to sort of handle those claims. We're gonna have David Farber, first party insurance attorney, that's gonna really sort of teach you what happens and what his process is about and how you can basically do the right thing, set up the claims the way it's supposed to get maximum settlement if you have to go to litigation. And my favorite of the 3, Mario, professional licensed and certified estimator. So for those of you that use Xactimate and you take this course, you're gonna get another crash course on really how to do it. For those of you that don't use Xactimate, he's gonna teach you all the different ways and all different things that should be included in certain kinds of losses. I'm gonna teach you how to scope too, how to properly scope a claim, so that whether you do the estimates or not, if you wanna hire somebody to do them, sometimes you need to scope it out yourself. You need to be able to know how to do that at the very least. So he's gonna teach you how to do that as well. So it's gonna be an amazing event. Did I say to subscribe? Because you gotta subscribe. Subscribe to this channel, take a look at the website, get on our email mailing list too, because we've got all kinds of features and offers that we only offer to those who are on our mailing list. So get on there, commercialclaimsadvocate.com, put in your email, and you'll get up to date things of all the stuff that we've got going on. That's it. That's getting longer and longer, that intro. But anyway, thanks for joining me. Commercial Claims Show, where we basically are here to educate public adjusters, general contractors, water mitigation companies, anybody who's interested in the insurance claim game. Like I said, our podcast is just really good interviews. But Today, we're going to do something different. We had rave reviews when we did this last time, so we're going to do it again. It's basically a, what do I call it? A claim, oh my goodness, I just went blank right now. A case study. But instead of calling it a case study, we're calling it a claim study, okay? And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through one of my claims that I've recently settled. And I'm going to take you from A to Z on how it went from the time that I signed the claim or just first inspected the loss until the time, until the time that we actually were able to settle it. So let's get you through it. So this claim, all right, I'm going to tell you right now, is a little bit different. It was a denial. So for those of you public adjusters that think just because the claim was denied, you can't handle it, you have to kick it to litigation, I'm going to tell you that's not the case. Sorry, attorneys that are watching this. It's just the way I like to try to use, what do they say about lawyers? When you need them is really when they are they're most important. And I try to avoid it because sometimes the litigation process can take a long time. That being said, it's absolutely necessary. It's actually, without the litigation process, I probably wouldn't handle my claims some of the ways that I do. Because I know no matter what happens, we could always go to litigation, especially if you set up your claim correctly, document the way you're supposed to. In this case, I was actually referred to by an independent adjuster who said that this person was sort of wrongfully denied and asked me to come in to see if there's anything that I can do. So it was a straight up denial, and I'm going to basically I'm going to tell you about the denial. I'm going to read the denial letter to you. But basically they denied it because they claimed that the home was vacant at the time. So a quick brief story about this policyholder was she's an elderly lady. She had surgery on her knee or on her leg or something like that. And what happened is after the surgery, she was living alone and she fell down twice. So she decided, and her son decided, it's probably not a good idea to be at home alone. So what she did is she went to go live with her son for a while. That being said, the house was never quote unquote vacant for several reasons. Number one, is the actual definition of vacancy. The actual definition of vacancy is an unoccupied position, empty space, okay? That's not the insurance term, I just Googled it. Unoccupied position, empty space. If there's furnished furniture, if there's things actually still in the house, that's not vacancy. Vacancy is when there's just nothing in the house, there's nobody sleeping in the house, there's no furnishings, there's no furniture, there's no anything. That's a vacant house. And as most of you know, in the policy, if a house is vacant for longer than 30 to 60 days, it's not a covered claim. So that's okay. But this was different, right? Because first is not vacant because all of her furniture was still there. Her beds, her everything, all of it was still there. And the other thing was that she was actually going to visit her house every other day. So every day she would go visit to do what? To check the mail. If not to check the mail, she would go inside the house just to make sure it's okay. I don't know if any of you guys have been on extended vacation. It's usually good to have somebody either living in your house while you're gone, or at least somebody checking in on it. Because frankly, when you're gone for weeks at a time, you really never know what could happen in your house, like what happened here. What happened here was a supply line burst. It bursted like crazy, and when she walked into the house, because she went to go check on the house, opened the door, water's coming out of the house. Good 3 to 4 inches of water throughout the home. It was a pretty nasty loss. And basically what happened was she filed a claim on her insurance policy, and they eventually they denied her. There was also actually quite a big thing that happened too, was for some reason the mortgage company, they went out and they put a lockbox on the home. So when she called the mortgage company, she basically said, why are you doing this? And they specifically told her that they had made a mistake by doing that, okay? So what do? I come in and I take a look at this, and she starts telling me all this stuff. She starts telling me, and she's just very stressed. She's very upset. I mean, if I could show you the damage right now, we'll show you right here. The damage is bad. I mean, it's at this point now, the claim has been open for about 3 or 4 months. The insurance company sent their mitigation company out there, and they did not do the job that was supposed to. And we've got some very severe mold growth going on because basically it was not dried out correctly. It was not remediated correctly the way it's supposed to. Another reason why it's very important to hire a public adjuster first is usually we know the right people that can do and take all the right steps to basically save your home. And for some reason, even though the insurance company requires it, time after time again, I see that the people that they send out don't do the right job. As a matter of fact, we do a better job than they do. You would think it'd be the other way around, but it's not. So at this point, by the time I come in here, it's almost impossible to walk inside of this house. There's there's so much mold growth, there's so much water damage. Everything is just like, it's completely unlivable at this point, and it's a really, really bad situation that she's in. So I'm gonna try to get through the denial letter real quick with you and just sort of read you what they denied it on. So I'm reading through this thing, and you reported a claim for water damage to your home. You advised the mortgage, this is the problem too, is she took a recorded statement and she basically said things that just did not help her claim. Instead of defending herself, she was just saying things. So you advised the mortgage company, that the mortgage company stated the property was vacant and changed the locks. You further stated you had turned off the water when you noticed the damage, which is good. This was reported to have occurred on, during a recorded interview. You advised that you reside in your home on and off. When you are not in the house, you stay with your son, who lives about 25 minutes away from you. And you further stated that when living at your son's house, you drive by the house and pick up the mail, but you do not get into the house to check on it. You leave the main water line on and HVAC is off. You stated that the loss was discovered when you came home after staying with your son. You were not exactly sure how many days you had been at your son's house. However, you discovered the loss on March 2nd. During our initial inspection, we noted about 3 inches of water covering the flooring, and large amounts of contents were scattered in almost all of the rooms. The bathroom toilets and vanity sinks were winterized. The laundry room had some dark stains and mold on the wall. During the course of our investigation, we requested a leak detection company, and they determined that water damage was a result of leaking kitchen dishwasher supply line and leaking clothes water supply line. Unfortunately, your policy does not cover the plumbing itself. Obviously, we know that. So then they go on to deny constant and repeated seepage. In addition, your policy does not provide coverage for damages caused by constant or repeated leakage or of water which occurs over a period of weeks, months, whether hidden or not. And then about your personal properties on a named peril basis. Unfortunately, the damage to your contents does not fall under any of the following. So they didn't pay her for anything, guys, for nothing. I'm talking a serious loss here. So then they just deny her on basically everything. I mean, almost all of it. Accidental discharge, overflow of water, all kinds of stuff. So I read through this, and my thing is, what do you have to do as public adjuster? We need to find out what's going on. Let's find out the facts. So I'm out there with her for probably a good 45 minutes, and we're just talking, and I'm just drilling her with questions. So I read the denial letter. I say, okay, it says here that you come. Is that true? I tell her, do you not walk into your house? She said, absolutely not. She said, maybe every once in a while I don't walk into the house, but I'm always coming in to check the mail, and I'm always coming in to check the house. That's exactly how I found out that the loss. So I asked her, I said, let me ask you this. I said, are you friends with any of the neighbors? And she said, yes, I am. I said, can they vouch for you and say that you can, that you actually come visit your house? She said, absolutely. That lady right over there who lives across the street, she will tell you that I come here every other day. I said, okay, let's put that on the checklist. I didn't give her a statement, the neighbor, but I would have been prepared to. So I checked that off the list. I said, tell me about the mortgage company. You said that the mortgage company said it's vacant. She said, yes, absolutely. They said that. I said, but when I called and told them, why are you doing this? They said that they actually made a mistake. I said, okay, well then let me ask you this. Do you have a copy of your mortgage statement? And can you provide me proof that you have been paying your mortgage all throughout this time? She said, yes, I can. And guess what? A week later, she sent it to me. So now I've got proof. There's no reason why they should say this house is vacant if she's up to date with her mortgage payments. And then I asked her, I just asked her, okay, well, let me ask you this. Have you been paying your electric bill? Have you been paying your utilities? She said, yes, I have. I said, can you send me a copy of those bills as well? She said, yes, I can. And she did a week later. So I'm trying to, what am I doing here, right? I'm just creating a slew of evidence to prove that this house indeed was never vacant. I've already got photos. As bad as the house looks, I've got photos of couches and beds, and the house is being livable. Is not livable per se, but is furnished. And then I asked her about this leak detection company. So she told me exactly what happened was the actual supply line. They were right that the supply line in the I believe it was in the dishwasher is what bursted and is what caused the loss. They already admitted in the denial letter that there was 3 inches of water. And then what she said that when the leak detection guy continued to investigate, which is just, I don't understand, why are you going to investigate all these other places? But that being said, he went to a bathroom on the opposite side and found a slow leak going on. But obviously that slow leak is not what is going to cause the 3 inches of water in your house, right? So why are we going to even acknowledge that? That is completely unrelated. I've walked into inspections with adjusters where they'll be damaged from something else. And I said, you can take a photo of that if you like, that's okay, but that's unrelated to what we're actually focused on here. So just make sure that you make that clear. So, you know, just because there's a slow leak going on somewhere else, that's not the claim. That's not what that's something completely different. We're focusing on here, what causes severe damage. So what did I do? I gathered all this evidence. I took all my photos. I got the water bills, I got the utility bills, I got the mortgage statements, I put it in my letter, which I'm gonna read to you real quick. I've got the statement ready to go if I needed to, and I've got the, what else? That's, I think, pretty much all I got. And then basically I put together a letter with my letterhead, with all the claim information, and I sent it directly to the desk adjuster. And I said, okay, so I've been hired by the insured, and I've inspected the property. I've also reviewed the denial letter, and I'd like to basically for you to reconsider your coverage determination and consider making a payment. So I underline sections and then I give my response, and I'm going to show you. I underline, it says from the denial letter, during the recorded statement, the insured stated the mortgage company stated the property was vacant and changed locks. My response was, as a result of this statement in your letter, I would like to formally request a transcript of the recorded statement. According to the insured, although the mortgage company stated the property was vacant, they also told the insured over the phone that this was a mistake made by the mortgage company. They should have not sent anyone to change the locks on her home. I have seen the records of all the insured's payments to the mortgage company over the last year. Please see attached. Once I am able to upload these payment records, you will see that the insured is up to date with her payments to this day. I've also attached payments made to her electrical and utility bills. The insured has been staying at her son because of a recent illness from falling down. She was staying at her son's home to recover and stay safe. Also, this home has maintained all the necessary amenities, adequate furnishings, and utilities and services to permit occupancy of the dwelling as a residence. It is how she was able to discover the damage. And then I put system or appliance. The first denial in your letter regarding, I said, that's okay. Constant and repeated seepage. I explained that the policy does not provide coverage. You go on to cite this. I would like to officially request a copy of the inspection report. I would also like to clarify that the insured was the one who encountered the loss. She has clarified to me that the only thing that was leaking when she entered the home was a supply line coming from the dishwasher. She immediately disconnected the line and shut off the water. There was never any evidence of a leak occurring in her washing machine. This leak in the washing machine was not even discovered until the inspection weeks after the loss. Weeks, months, or year. I do not understand how you came about this conclusion. Although she has been sleeping at her son's, she has come to visit her home every other day to check her mail and inside of her home. Along with her frequent visitations, she has continued to pay her electric bill, water bill, blah, blah, blah. Damage caused by mold. I said the damage in this home has not been caused by mold. The damage is water damage is covered. Water damage is in this case, the mold is ensuing damage as a result of water. Water damage is covered under this policy, and therefore any damage that ensues as a result of this covered peril, water, should be covered and paid for. Damage to contents does not fall under any of the following named perils. As stated earlier, this loss is as a result of water damage. Water damage is a covered peril under this policy, and the damage to the contents are as a result of water damage. We are in the process of separating the water damage. Boom. Anyway, hopefully you could be able to read this up. So that's basically what I did. Fact of the matter is we had about $120,000 estimate to do everything, and the damage was pretty severe. So we had about $120,000 estimate. They actually responded to this. I had already had the attorney ready to go. Obviously, you know, I sent this letter. I didn't hear anything for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then what I usually do is I give them some time, and then I send a follow-up. So my assistant sent the follow-up and said, hey, did you receive this letter that we sent you? They finally responded with an offer, which is like, okay, but it was a garbage offer. It was about a $30,000 offer. But now we got them on the hook, right? Now they know that we've got them. Just by me being specific and really answering each denial. I tell everybody that calls me if they get a denial, I said, read the denial letter. If you feel that you've got some arguments that could counter this denial, do not be afraid to do it, okay? If you want to consult an attorney, okay? But don't just either walk away or just, you know, refer an attorney right off the bat. You know, there might be a way that you could challenge this denial. And that's what I did here. And so they countered with the $30,000. I advised the client and I said, look, this is good news. I said, they've basically now admitted that, you know, they might have screwed this up. I said, but I don't think you should accept this, because obviously what they wanted was they wanted to go in exchange for a release. So I said, absolutely not. So then I just responded and said, hey, look, our estimate's at $120,000. A couple things that I might be willing to take off, but fact of the matter is, if you don't get us to 6 figures here, there's not going to be much of a chance. And then he came back and said, you know, we're willing to go up. I think his second offer was about $65,000 or $70,000. And I said, we're still not where you want us to be. You know, we're more than happy to file a lawsuit, but it's just going to cost you more money. It's going to cost, it's going to take a lot more time, and this house needs to be remediated immediately, like yesterday. So we ended up settling for 113, no, it wasn't 113, hold on. It was about $103,000. Let that sink in, okay? We were at zero. We were at a denial. But because I was able to just sort of do the due diligence, okay, do the research, get the proper documentation. I was one step away from getting a statement from the neighbor, like having witnesses. You know, your job, guys, as public adjusters, sorry, attorneys, is not that much different than an attorney. If you could take your job seriously enough to understand that you can get these claims settled yourself, you are a licensed and certified adjuster. You have the right to talk policy, negotiate an insurance claim, and you have the right to gather documentation, gather the evidence to defend your client. Do it. That's how you can go from 0 to 103. Okay, so you know that's what you sort of like need to do here when you're just gather the evidence. Now, if they would have said no, then that's okay. If they would have said no, then we would have gone to litigation, and we'd probably be still in the litigation process. But because we did it, at least we gave it a chance. It doesn't always work out like this, guys. Denials are tough, even for attorneys. You know, if even for attorneys, you'll tell attorneys, if you can get coverage, then that's the biggest win of them all, because it's very hard to switch around complete denial. So attorneys will even say the same thing, but that doesn't mean you can't try. Okay, so this is like a denial, a straight up denial, and we were able to go from 0 to 100. So that was really cool. That was really cool, especially how we were able to negotiate and get her a lot more than what they originally offered, triple basically what they initially offered. So yeah, that was a good one. We're pretty excited about that one. That one worked out tremendously. I'm very happy. The client's very happy, and has officially, you know, started that whole process. She just got her payment actually recently, just because of mortgage company stuff. But you know, it's a happy client. Happy client, happy public adjuster, happy everyone else. Happy referral source too, you know. So that's it. That's the claim study of the day. I don't know how long I went on that one. I think I went a little bit. I don't know. I tried to get through it fast. I'm sorry if I was talking too fast in some of that, but it was just a lot of information. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What else do I got? That's pretty much it. There's your claim study. Next week, we're going to have another podcast, so get ready for that. We're going to try to do this every other week now. Really get some good content out there for you guys. I'm glad you guys all enjoyed the last podcast we had with Jared Starman. If you didn't watch it, go ahead, click on this up here, and you can watch it. And I think you'll enjoy that one. Everybody seemed to have liked that one a lot. Hope you like this claim study. We're going to do more of these claim studies more and more, so I could just sort of take you into the life of the life of this life and the life of these claims, and let you know sort of how they go. But yeah, take pride in what you do, guys, as public adjusters, because what we do is awesome. Okay, it's not just the greatest job in the world because of the amount of money we make and the amount of time and stuff like that. It's really the greatest job in the world because you are giving back. As a 320, at least in Florida, but as a licensed public adjuster, it is your job under the rules and the statutes and everything. The public adjuster's #1 priority, it is to the homeowner, to the policyholder, to the building owner. It's literally by law. It's like what we have to do. It's our job to defend them. We cannot have any financial gain separate from the claim. We cannot do anything in regards to helping the insurance company out. Like by law, it's in our statutes, it's in our rules. When you take the test, we have to abide by everything that the policyholder wants. So it's the greatest job in the world. You know, when old ladies like this get taken advantage of, they can't even live in their house and they're sick and they're dying and they have to get this money to do this work, and you come in and you sort of come and save the day. It's not the first time this has happened to me, so it's why I think it's the greatest job in the world. I love it. Take pride in what you do because it's great. And that's it. That's all I got. What do we got? Sign up for the course. 30 people max. That's it. We're cutting it off at 30. Okay? And it's a much less price. So what is it? What are we doing? $6.99? I think it's $6.99. Yeah, $6.99. So sign up for the course, guys. It's gonna be awesome. I think you guys are gonna learn a lot. It's a 2-day event. So I think and we're only doing 10 at a time. So we're gonna do 3 weeks, 10, 10, and 10, 30 people max, because that's gonna be a lot of my January taken to that. So Sign up for the course, you'll learn my system. You're gonna get to really learn from these experts. It's gonna be kick-ass, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. And get ready, we're gonna be doing a lot more content. 2021 is gonna be off the chain, baby. I don't know if you guys understand that term, but I think maybe a Miami term or whatever, but it's gonna be off the chain, off the hook. So, it's gonna be dope. All right, that's it, that's all I got. Now I'm just rambling. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a great week, have a great weekend. Happy New Year, 2021, here we go. Enough with 2020. On to 2021. So, all right, guys, peace out. Have a great day. Goodbye.